Well, Palia at high level, it's a cozy community simulation MMO in which you get to be transported into this amazing, whimsical fantasy world, build the house of your dreams, develop relationships with all our unique cast of characters, and of course, most importantly, you get to do this with all your friends. It's a massively multiplayer game where all your friends can be a part of it.
Oh, I just can't wait. Now, for everyone who's watching right now, we've got a lot to get into today. Today, we will be giving you an exclusive deep dive into the world of Palia. We'll be taking a first look at Palia's gameplay. We'll get into some of the lore and meet some of the villagers. We will dive into a quest and even check out multiplayer, and we'll be taking a look at the game's cosmetic items and art as well. So, like I said, tons to delve into. I am someone who is big into character creation. I saw in the beta announced trailer, trying on some different hairstyles, some different outfits. So if I'm just getting started in Palia, how do I make my character?
Absolutely. So this is actually the very first experience that you do in the game. You know, once you've logged in, and you can see we jump right into the lore right off the bat.
Yeah, eventually we're going to learn what this swirly pink purple void is. So we're already in the story. We're actually, part of the story is that humans are coming back to the world of Palia for the first time in thousands of years. So creating your character is a big part of that, you know, like what kind of human do you want to be?
Yeah, I'm very impressed right now already with the amount of options that you have. We took a look at face shape, now we're looking at various skin tones, different eye colors, and just as a personal question for me, when I created my character in Palia, I tended to make someone that looked a little bit like me, but with some extra pizzazz. Olivia, are you someone who creates a character that looks like yourself, or do you go as far from that as you can?
I try to make them look as close to myself as humanly possible. Like if a game doesn't have like copper long hair, I'm like, oh, I'm already turned off for this game. So I'm glad we have so many options, so many people can, you know, be able to find themselves in our character creator.
Absolutely, and Aiden, for you, do you
when it comes to character creation, I try to do the same thing. I try to make the character as similar or as close to my likeness as I possibly can. Sometimes they won't have the right, you know, hairstyles. I didn't like some of the styles already here kind of like wonky and things, but I try to do that when I go to character customization. I try to make the character look as much as like, you know, like me as I possibly can. It just helps to, you know, kind of associate that better, you know.
design a character that looks like yourself, or do you generally go into what you'd like to be in a fantasy world?
You know what? I'm one of those players out there, and I know some of you out there are in this space as well, where I often make a kind of feminine character in when I play video games. Okay. And so I just love what options that we've been able to create there. Just so many awesome hairstyles to express, you know, a character just the way that you want.
And speaking of hairstyles, is this a secondary hair color that I see, or you can choose your primary and secondary, so you've got a two-tone going there, Olivia?
You can have a secondary, primary. Your eyebrows can be a different color. And to Aiden's point, where he was saying, you know, he usually likes to create a more feminine character. Something that I think is really cool with our game is that whether you have a masculine or feminine body type, you can wear whatever clothes you want. So you can have a masculine body type and wear a dress and have a feminine voice. You can have a feminine body type and wear pants, which is normal nowadays. But it's really up to you how you want to customize your character.
So really, you have options. At the end of the day, limitless options, and I assume more will be added over time, as this is a living, breathing.
Absolutely, it's a live service game, and so that's one of the great things. You know, we're happy about the options that we're starting off with, but you know, this is day one from when the game first comes out. We're going to continue to add things into the future. So definitely, as players, you know, let us know what we're missing. We're excited to keep expanding this world over time.
Excellent, and our character, Maddie Mush, I believe is what the name was there, is looking so cute. So after Maddie Mush is created, what comes next?
So we're going to jump right into our introduction cinematic. No small amount of drama for how you enter the world of Palia. So let's check that out.
Okay, exciting. We got the opening cinematic. Let's see what this is going to be about. Let's see what the story is going to be about. This is the game that I told you guys I was really excited about. Like Palia, I've been excited about for a really long time. I heard this from the original creators of, well, some of the original creators like World of Warcraft and a couple other games and stuff too. They've come together to make this project, and they want to make it free to play as well too. So it's like an open world type um, community game. It's the best way for me to describe it, and I can't wait to dive into it. I think the game will be going to either closed beta or open beta, I believe next month. So I will definitely be playing this on the channel. Be prepared, guys. We're gonna dive into this. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna love it. Let's see this opening cinematic and see what happens after you create a character in the game and what the story has to offer, and we'll make our better judgments after this.
So what are we looking at here?
These are some ancient human ruins. It's a place that our Majiri, which are our kind of purple-skinned elf-like race, what they call the Phoenix Shrine. I wonder how they got that name, given the statue. And this is an archaeologist. Her name is Gina. And she's exploring these ruins and has triggered a magical event. So as we can see, there's some magic brewing up there. There's this sphere coming from the heavens. I wonder what we'll see.
I mean, that sphere of light looks very familiar. Maybe we saw it at the end of the character
Oh, look,
creator.
it's Mushy Maddie.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
it's
hooray.
you or me, one way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your character opening their eyes for the first time and seeing this world, and a very surprised archaeologist looking at them.
Olivia, do we as the player know where we've come from? I mean, just the fact that we're kind of looking at our hands makes me think maybe this is a rebirth or an awakening of sorts.
Yeah, your character is a brand new person, so they somehow know how to speak, but other than that, they haven't really experienced anything before. So this new home is brand new in their eyes.
And I imagine our archaeologist, who is just kind of examining some ruins, is probably quite shocked at this point. Yes, Aiden?
Oh, absolutely. So while there are many humans entering the world of Palia across the landscape, this is the first time Gina's seen someone kind of come to life right before her eyes. So you have that kind of special connection to Gina right off the bat.
That's pretty impressive. All right, now I see it looks like we're starting to run through another area. Is this kind of our first look as the character at the world of Palia?
Yeah, so this is where you're doing, getting adjusted to some of your basic movement. It looks like this player knows how to get their way around all right. But yeah, here's the big reveal as you go out into Kilima Valley itself.
Gorgeous. Look at that rainbow. Look at that mist.
That looks really nice. This looks really, really nice. I do want to say that the run animation is kind of weird. It's kind of like bouncy, if it makes any sense. But no, this world looks very clean. Let's see. I'll narrate as I see more. Let's see.
And I assume we will be able to explore everything we're looking at right
There
now.
we go.
It is,
Opening
absolutely.
title
So,
here, Palia.
run
Let's
down to
go.
that town. That's going to be the next step that we're going to go through here.
Small town vibes can be really cozy, which is a feeling that we want to evoke throughout the game. It's like coziness.
Oh, it definitely feels cozy, and it feels like a world that I personally would love to
Very
explore
beautiful.
and to live in, and I'm sure everyone watching feels the same way. Now, is Maddie just extra curious?
The thing I want to point out though is that as they're running through the town, you can see that some of the elements are rendering at different speeds. Like some objects are popping up like in the foreground and the background, like at different rates. But it does say that this was captured during the alpha playthrough of the game, so this is not like officially gonna be like, how it looks and things like that. They have, plenty of time to like fix and iron out and clean some things up. But when they do allow streaming for this game, I'm gonna be all over the streaming. I'm letting you guys know that right now. But as of right now, it looks very clean. I'm very, 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 very impressed. The only thing that's kind of bothering me, again, bothering me just a little bit, is the run animation. Outside of that, I'm loving it, man.
In going to the village, or is there something that Maddie's trying to do right now?
So Gina has told Maddie that in order to kind of get their housing plot to get themselves set up, they need to talk to Ashura, the innkeeper. Ashura is kind of like the dad of the village. He used to be a war hero, but since then has become a pacifist and opened up this inn. And when the humans started emerging, he just kind of naturally took it upon himself to help people get set up. The inn's really small and can't, house hundreds of humans, so he's getting them set up with a tent. And we're about to meet him just now.
Well, that's very kind of Ashura. I notice we're also walking past some other villagers. Maxwell, are you the type of player that when you first go into a game like Palia, you want to talk to all the villagers, or are you going right for the quest?
I do like to quickly chat and just get to know who I'm around, and then I beeline it straight for, all right, let's get this going.
How's your day going?
Yep. And Ashura has quite an interesting look to him. So, Ambrielle, I'm going to...
Yes, I want to talk about that too. I like the scar across the eye. He's probably seen some combat back in his day, or maybe he just got into a really bad accident or something. I don't know. There's something I want to know about this guy. But yeah, I agree with him. I kind of like to explore with games like this. Like if it's an open world, I'm gonna go see the world. I'm sorry. So you guys expect that. Like when this game does come out and when we are playing it, just fully expect that your boy is gonna do some exploring. Okay, but let's see what else we have to offer here.
I'm going to ask you to kind of weigh in on the character design of Ashura.
Oh yeah, I think Ashura's design is really awesome. It's cool to see. He's got these tattoos, he's got a dog tag around his neck, so you can really tell what his background was like. But he's got, the rolled up sleeves and the apron now. He's got a very soft expression, so yeah, you can see where he came from, but also he's a nice father figure now, like Olivia said.
I love all the details of the character that you just see in the visual design. I think the art team and the animation team has done a great job bringing all that stuff to life.
Yeah.
Really great.
So incredible, and so incredible of Ashura to welcome us as new players to this world. So I saw there, we took a look at a map really quickly, and then it took us to this new area. Is this just outside of the village, Aiden?
Yeah, so we did do a quick fast forward there, so no teleporting through space in the game in quite that way. But this is your housing plot, so this is really going to be where you have so much creative control as a player, where you eventually, start off with these kind of humble beginnings. It's overgrown, maybe, not aspirational to start, but this is where so much of the creativity comes through, and you can build this into the place of your dreams.
Oh, I love that. And who are we talking to now?
Okay. So he's saying, I guess this is where you would build your community, like where you build your house, where you can design things and stuff like that, just as a player. But I am curious to see, how far they're gonna let you go with the creativity here. Like, if they're like limited time or limited edition type things or something like that, like, different events and stuff like that in the game that might, be able to give you, maybe cool wall designs, or I don't know if they have wallpapers, if they have certain wood textures or something like that, maybe like a totem pole or something that you get from doing this event that only happens once a year type thing. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna do stuff like that in this game. That'd be really cool. Just so we can have like the real customization. That way we can maybe I don't know if they have exploration as in you can see other people's little communities or other people's homes and stuff as well too, but I guess it's then again we have to test when the game comes out. But yeah, let's go.
Olivia.
This is Hodari the miner. He's been working with Ashura to help get the housing plot set up. A nickname that our developers have for him is Hot Dari, if you can imagine why.
It's the jawline.
It's the jawline. But right now he's just teaching you how to use your axe and your pickaxe to help clear this plot of land to put down your tent.
Okay, wonderful. And then does he provide us with the axe and the pickaxe, or is that something we need to craft?
That's something he provides you with. So you're going to get the axe and the pickaxe you see on your tool wheel down there, and then you're going to craft the tent.
Okay, and it looks like maybe we're clearing some space before we craft our tent. And for me, when I jump into a world like this, I'll clear just as much as I need to, but it looks like Maddie has cleared a whole plot. Aiden, what type of player are you? Clear the minimum or clear it all?
You start off with this space inside of the fence, and I always feel inclined to just kind of tidy up a little bit before I jump back into the quest, So I can really empathize with this player here, so.
I get it. I get it. Olivia, do you clear the full plot, or are you going right for placing the tent?
I
Skip
go
ahead a
right
little bit.
for
The goal
I'm
is you
talking
guys
about clearing out the full plot.
yeah,
Don't care.
just a little quality of life feature
Oh,
to keep
sick.
things
Okay.
kind of streamlined in the crafting experience.
That's
Oh,
lovely. And I
wow.
see a new interface that we're looking at right now. What is this point of view?
So when you're customizing, there are two main views. You can do things in the 3D space, but for really large objects, it's really helpful to use that top-down view that you, by default, use the H key there, as you can see at the bottom of the screen.
Wonderful.
And that allows you to just kind of flip in and out. What's the best way to customize? You want to get a different look at things? Trying to give you options.
And I love that.
All right, I have to say, wait, that's really cool. I didn't expect that in this. That's really, really cool. The H key for the top-down point of view, just so that you can better organize things. Because I feel like with a lot of games, when they have to building houses, they're building things. Take Hogwarts Legacy for example. When I was building things inside of the animal pit area, I would have to run around trying to find the right space where it fits and stuff like that. But no, just having a top-down view just seems like it just why don't other games have that? It just seems like it makes sense. But yeah. Continue.
You said for really large items, we are able to start Paleo with a pretty large tent.
It's kind of surprisingly large, isn't it? You're like, oh, I think I could actually put stuff up in here. Wanted to give you some space where you can actually, make it your own.
Yeah, well, that's very generous that we get to start off with that. So thank you, Ashura and Hodari, for setting us off on a good first footing.
It's more like glamping than camping,
It is definite glamping. Okay, so that was awesome to take a look at. After this, can we go back into Kilima Village and take a tour? I know we saw a little bit of it when we first went through to meet Ashura, but let's really take a deep dive into Kilima Village. Let's see what we've got.
All right, I'm gonna pause there because yeah, village and skills. I see. Is there anything about? No, I don't care about the housing customization right now. Gardening, village NPC, relationship mechanics. Don't care about relationships right now. Crafting and quest is more probably where I want to be. Multiplayer, I did have questions about that too. Cosmetics, paleo visual development. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, create an account today. And I do have a link for you guys if you want to create an account and get some little free goodies and things. I really care about the crafting and quest really, but just the quest part of it. So I'm gonna pop
I
forward in
see, but
this
soon we
and
will
see what
learn how
quest
to
we
make
have.
them. So Maddie is now gathering the resources, yes, and we'll gather the resources needed, and then where do we go from there, Maxwell?
Yeah, so looks like we're gonna do it the hard way and manually go through, chop some trees. We need to get some leather, so that means we're gonna have to do a little bit of hunting. And then lastly, get some fabric, which we can grow cotton at the home plot. So we're collecting everything we can here, and I think once we get that, we'll be able to go back and use some of our auto crafters on the home plot to make the final pieces required. So.
Now, when you said Maddie's doing this the hard way, that leads me to believe that you would play this differently?
Yeah, I hate growing cotton myself, so I tend to just buy it from Tish's shop and jump straight ahead and make this quest a little easier on myself.
Got it. And you buy it from the shop.
Okay. That's a good note to remember for when we play. You have the option of either going about it the hard way, as he says, or you can just buy whatever you need, I guess, for quest-wise out of the shop, which makes sense. I wonder if they're gonna have WoW has an auction house feature. I don't know if that's gonna be involved in this game in any way, shape, or form. I guess we'll see when it comes out. But yeah, we'll see.
Because you're trading it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so a number of our NPCs or villagers run shops, and we try to make sure that players always have an option available to them if they don't want to engage in a particular system. So in this case, I don't really like to make the fabric myself, so I'll go to her shop and just get it myself.
Play the way you want to play.
Play the way you want to play.
I love that. Well, I mean, that's the thing with...
That's a good note, though. That's a really good note. Oh, and the hunting level's up too? So I guess you become a better hunter. Okay, gatherer and things like that. I didn't know that was an aspect in this game. But no, I do agree with that. Definitely letting people have the freedom to play the game what they want to play, or how they want to play it. I agree with him on that 100%, and I'm glad that they thought that far ahead. Well done.
With a game that you're going to exist in for tens, potentially hundreds of hours, having the option to play the way you want to play is really important.
Absolutely. It's been a core part that we tried to build into Palia kind of throughout the experience the whole time. So, and also the alphas really helped us kind of tune in parts of that just, to the right balance.
Excellent. And I see it looks like we're really putting together this glider piece by piece. Olivia, how do we make a glider if it's not too much of a spoiler?
It's not. Right now you're making wood planks with our auto crafter system. Maxwell can probably tell you a little bit more about how the auto crafters work, but you're going to be making fabric and planks and and leather and all the ingredients you need for the glider.
Yeah, and so a player over time will acquire a number of auto crafters in various skills to help them, refine the raw materials they collect out in the world and turn it into, higher tier objects that they can, make furniture with, or we saw earlier, adding that addition to the house, which requires you to get the planks created.
Yeah, that's a lot of resources, I would imagine. So we've got a bunch of things going at the same time here. Do we finally have everything we need to make this glider, or we have a couple steps left?
Okay, let's see.
I think we just have to get all the items back to Najuma so that she can put it together.
Now I'll say this. Now we did see the glider in the trailer, so I didn't know it's something that you have to craft. I thought maybe it's something that you just earn in the game, and maybe that's how you earn it. You earn it by crafting it. Get the recipe or something. I have no idea. But I do like that this is the quests are a little bit different from what I thought. I thought maybe there may be more hunting quests. I didn't know if it was gonna be more of creatures that you can, combat later on down the road. And again, this is just a first look through of the game. It's just a first look. There could be way more layers that we haven't seen yet. We have an establishing kind of understanding that the purple mist means something in the story. But outside of that, I don't know anything about it. I'm excited to play it because it's a new MMO, open world type game, sandbox, whatever you want to call it. And I hope you guys are too. At least I hope you're excited to see me play it if you're not going to play it yourself, which is fair. But yeah, let's see what happens here with this crafting.
Yeah, and it looks like we skipped ahead here. All the auto crafters work on a real-time system, so
Okay.
there is a little bit of time once you put your stuff in there that you'll have to wait. But
you know what? I like that because there's so much to do in Palia that if I have to wait 5 minutes for leather, then that means I can go out and catch some insects or do some hunting or, put some time into another skill that I may not have had the time to invest in before. So I feel like it's really encouraging a really mixed gameplay experience, yes?
yeah, it's also a great opportunity if you maybe want to take a break at a time. You can load up your auto crafters, take the break, come back, and things will be ready for you.
I mean, bio breaks, come on, who needs that? Who needs that? All right, we're back to Najuma now. We've got all the supplies. So now Najuma is going to assemble this forest. You said this isn't something we need to craft on the workbench?
Yeah, so the things that you craft in the workbench are things that you can craft an infinite number of times. The glider you only craft once, so Najuma does it for you.
That's awesome. All right, now you talk about maybe fishing or playing together. I certainly want to play with my friends in multiplayer. Can we talk about how multiplayer works within Palia? Ambriel.
Yeah, there's tons of things that you can do in Palia with your friends, and most of them are better for it. All of the skills that we looked at previously have some bonuses for buddying up, like we're seeing here.
Okay, so we're buddying up, and
It's something that I don't know so much about it, but if other people know more about it than I do, or if you guys just want to hang out in an actual game, if you're playing Palia and you happen to see me, dude, let's go do some stuff. It'll be fine. Yeah, but I'm excited to see what this aspect of it's going to be like. I wonder if supplies and stuff are split up among players, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or if you have to create once you create a group of friends or something, you're kind of locked into that friend group, or how that necessarily works. I guess we'll see.
And doing it together, and do we share the resources that we're gathering here? Is there a shared loot system? How does that work?
That's the question.
Yeah, so anytime you're playing with friends or even just random folks in the world, as long as you participate in the activity, we want to make sure everyone gets the same kind of rewards. So we've got 2 players here that are chopping the tree. Both of them receive a loot pile that they can pick up and acquire. And that holds true across all of our various skills. So we really want to make sure players don't feel like they are kind of taking away from another player and allow them to join up and have fun together.
Great.
I think that's super, super smart. I think that's super, super smart. One thing that kind of bothers me about some MMOs, such as World of Warcraft and stuff like that, especially when playing Classic, when I used to play Classic WoW, it used to annoy me so much when like somebody would tag a mob and then that mob solely belongs to them and I have to go find another one. Or if we were looting mobs back in Classic WoW, there'd be one item that would drop from this mob, and then I would go have to find one myself, vice versa. They would have to find one themselves, and we both did get the quest item that we needed, but we both didn't get the item that we needed because there's only one of them on the item or on the mob. So I think having that shared loot system instead is a little bit better in my personal opinion. So yeah.
Great, that makes sense. And I think I'm seeing, now that Taylor and Maddie are teamed up here, they're chopping down these trees twice as fast. So is there a world where I could get 5 or 6 friends together to really just go through a whole area and we're all getting the loot? So it's just like a great way to get lots of loot.
Definitely possible. Some of our players have do what they call deforestation efforts on sides of the map where they'll group together and try to clear out a zone. We also have a couple opportunities where we really want you to join with some friends. So you may see certain trees out in the wilderness that you're gonna need to partner up to really take out.
Oh, wow, like just like a really massive tree.
Massive tree or maybe something a little magical.
Oh, I love it. Okay, no more spoilers. I'll be quiet on that one. It looks like Maddie and
Kind of got me there when he said something about magical trees, but I think we got a kind of understanding of the multiplayer now. Cosmetics, I don't care too much about, to be honest with you guys. Visual development, I really want to watch some of it. You know what? Let's just scan through it a little bit, just because I want to give the artists their just due. And let's see what we have here.
Personal taste from individual artists,
looks
whether it's from
sick.
Inspiration from different media that we like, different art that we like, the world of Palia.
That actually looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the tattoo additions and stuff too. The only thing that's kind of weird to me are the horns, but maybe if I see them on a character, like an actual character out in the game, it'll be a little different. But I do love the swirl cloud effect and stuff on the robe. It's very Akatsuki, and I dig it.
It's a wide world already right now, but it's going to get so much bigger, like we keep talking about. There's a lot that will unveil in the future, and we try to take inspiration from all of those things as we translate it from a concept to modeling, rigging, getting it into game, animating it, all kinds of different texture, material treatments, and of course testing it through our awesome QA team.
Yeah, it's a very in-depth process, but it really does pay off when you get to see it in world. And Maxwell, would you say the same for your team as well? It's, walk us through that process a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. When we think about creating the world and that cozy vibe, there's a lot of intentional thought put behind, shape language and color palette in the game. And I think we'll see a little bit of that in a second. So the team is constantly trying to find a way of balancing how do we make sure a player can express themselves in whatever real world aesthetic they want, but also make it match appropriately with the world of Palia.
That makes sense. All right, now earlier when we met Kenyatta, Ambrielle, I said let's talk about this a little later in the stream, but Kenyatta has a very unique style, and I feel like we get to see so much of her personality just in her look. Can we talk about how her signature look came to be?
Absolutely. I love looking at these concepts. I think it's really cool when you see...
I'm gonna skip ahead, I'm not gonna lie. I just want to see some more. Oh, wait, okay, there's some house stuff here as well, too. I do like the house art. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I like how this one kind of looks like a lighthouse, almost like a watchtower situation. Yeah. Okay, beds and things, furniture. Dragon themed furniture, okay. All right, yeah, let's see what we have left in this video. Adventure zones, Bahari Bay. You know what? Let's look at Bahari Bay. I haven't seen anything about that. And then we'll get into the what is this after that? The beta release. So we'll know when the beta comes out and everything. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Bahari Bay. It looks very
Bahari Bay does look very
mysterious.
nice. I'm not gonna lie,
Where
it looks
our
very nice, though.
first zone that we've been looking through, Kilima, compared to this zone, which is meant to be our title for them, our adventure zones, we're really trying to capture this sense of exploration,
Ooh,
this
I like
kind of
that a
greater sense
lot.
of scale. But this is also functionally where you're going to be doing a lot of the higher end gathering, where you're going to be doing a lot of collaborating with other players, finding so many of those hidden things, those boxes and such that we were talking about earlier. It's just going to be a fun place to explore and a really different vibe from what you get at Kilima.
And Bahari Bay, as you see it now, is just the beginning. Like, we're going to be coming out with new adventure zones. We're also going to be revisiting adventure zones you've already seen. So if a door is closed, you may see it open later.
I see. So you
Okay.
may have thought that you explored Bahari Bay and then returned to it later only to find out that a new door is open and there's much more to explore. Oh my goodness, there is so much to take in within this world. For
Dude, I love
everyone
exploring.
watching, when can players get their hands on Palia?
Yeah,
First
there
off,
we go.
really important thing, sign up at palia.com. That'll give you a chance to get into our upcoming closed beta.
So, closed beta, August 2nd, www.palia.com. Also, I have a special link I'm going to put in the description if you guys want to click it, just in case you guys, want a little goodie for the game when you actually do play it, get a little bonus goodie, from the the Palia team, Singularity 6 and myself, thank you. Um, yeah, August 2nd. So, the closed beta will be this summer. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, and I think that I will be able to, my understanding is that I'll be able to stream the closed beta. So if you guys want to hang out, if you guys want to see me there, if you guys want to just chill and I'll maybe be a part of one of the videos that I'll make about the Palia series, or the Palia gameplay. Yeah, I'll see you then. But yeah.
Which you can see here. So definitely something big to look forward to. Again, sign up at palia.com.
I love it. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end it there because I don't really care about what's coming up now. It's just closing remarks and live orchestra stuff. I do not care really, to be honest with you guys. So I'm gonna go back to this screen right here again, just so you guys know.
When can
Oh,
players...
wait, a little bit further. Boom. Just so you guys know, again, closed beta, August 2nd. I'll see you guys there. My name is Kovu. I like to play games. I like to review games. See you guys next time. Until then, goodbye. Yeah.